so
here we go.
Something came out this week, and we're going to discuss it.
Chapter 2.
So
we've all watched the trailer. Now, if you haven't, obviously, stop listening.
This is useless.
We're going to just talk in fine detail about it.
Yeah. Pause this. Go on YouTube. Watch the trailer.
Resume this again.
Playing, yeah.
And listen normally.
So what do we all think overall, first of all, of the whole trailer?
I really can't wait. I really am looking forward to this. I love the first one. It's been a while. I thought a trailer for this would have been released a lot earlier this year. So I think they timed it right because it's given enough away but not too much.
And it's enough time for a hype to be
build
built and not fall flat. It's May, and it's coming out in September.
Yeah.
There's not too long to wait between.
No, not at all. It's got me excited again.
Yeah.
I loved the first one. I think I went watching it 3 times in the cinema, and
Yeah, there's definitely
one of my favourite films that year.
Yeah.
I'd say probably one of my top horror movies, to be honest.
I'd go with that.
Really?
Yeah, I'd agree.
One of your top.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Is it your top though?
No, it's not my top, but it's
What
one
is your
of.
top?
The Shining.
The Shining. I don't even need to ask you.
No.
What's yours, mate? We already know.
We've covered this. We know.
Yeah.
Okay. So we might as well start from the beginning of the trailer and then work our way through. Yeah.
Why not?
So
Starts off with Beverly, who's
visiting her old house where she used to live with her dad. Yeah.
Mrs. Kirsch is who's in the house.
Yeah.
And lets Beverly in. And
Though the first thing to note obviously it shows footage of the door straight away, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which still has Marsh on it, which is a bit strange.
Which is Beverly's surname, if not.
Yeah.
Which she should have picked up on really as she was going in. I mean, why would the name still be on the door?
27
years later. Clearly no one else has lived there, but somehow this old woman's there.
Yeah. Like, I mean, someone pointed it out previously that it changes the Kirsch at some point, but I cannot see it anywhere. Like, it's only a short clip of the actual...
Yeah, it's very short that you actually see
Yeah.
the door, isn't it? And you're more hooked on the conversation.
Yeah, in comparison to... And there's no other establishing shots of the door as you go through it.
But anyway, as you go further in, you met with Beverly and Mrs. Kirsch sat opposite one another with a cup of tea.
Yes.
Or coffee.
Whatever's in the pink cup.
Rehypnol. Movie would be over that quickly. God, I would done.
Can you imagine? Damn, that was easy.
Just needed a drug.
Maybe if I treated all my deaths like this, it would actually be a lot easier to do my job.
Instead of hunting and changing, you just making batches of Rehypnol for people. But there's a very weird conversation between Bev and Mrs. Kirsch, isn't there?
Yes.
And there's that long pause. That's what stands out to me.
I love that.
It's so creepy because they talk about not dying.
Yeah, there's so much suspense in it though. It's just the eerie silence of it, which is so good.
Yeah, the people in Derry never really die, is what is said.
Mm.
And then just silence falls and this uncomfortable pause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I loved.
Yeah.
And then you also see the 6 flies on the window.
Yeah, which is obviously showing the 6 remaining members of the Losers Club, which kind of points out Stanley's fate.
Yeah, which is the same in the books and the original
Correct.
TV series.
Though there was theories when the first film came out that they were going to drag that out because then they were going to do it where Stanley hadn't forgiven Bill for the whole fact that he said that he was going to protect him and not let him get like attacked or anything like that, and then didn't. But they thought there was going to be like a play on that and drag that out a bit more. But then obviously it looks like they're not going to do that. They're going to stick to obviously the original material.
So from the shots you see of the Losers Club, it's quite quick that you don't really see Stan in it.
In anything, unless they're lingering on that.
Maybe they're playing on that for us to pick up on.
Yeah.
But either way, the first It that came out in 2017, that kicked off straight away with Georgie's death. I wouldn't be surprised if this one did the same, but to Stan.
Kicks off like
Kicks off
obviously
with death straight away.
Yeah.
Though it looks like they're going to mess around with more of an origin story for Pennywise. There has been some shots. That's the only thing where there's the shot of obviously peeling off the paint off his face. Now I can't work out whether that's one of the actual Losers Club or whether that's actually Pennywise.
Yeah, this like quite towards the end of the trailer. You see Pennywise almost I think it's Pennywise peeling his face.
It looks like Pennywise because it looks like him. Where they were saying, "Oh, that my father used to be in the circus." It kind of looks like the same, like sort of like hairstyle and stuff like that.
But is that not just a play on luring Beverly into what Pennywise is up to?
But I'm not sure.
'Cause I think it is. I don't think Mrs. Kirsch and the origin of Pennywise is no relation. It kind of looks like Bill, actually.
Yeah. But I don't know, because the face looks really long.
But look at the hair. It's not Pennywise's hair and the hands. There's no gloves. It's very weird. Unless that's Pennywise morphing into maybe Stan once he...
That could be an idea, because there is no actual like proper photo of what Stan looks like. You're older, and 27 years later.
You know Pennywise is going to use that to his advantage.
Because
so what if he's forming into?
Well, that's what I mean. On the original, like, well, it's not a sequel. It was in like a mini series, wasn't it?
Yeah.
On the original one, like,
are we talking about the one with Tim Curry?
Yeah, the one with Tim Curry. Obviously, Stan commits suicide. Obviously, towards the beginning of the movie, so you don't ever see him meet up with the actual Losers Club.
No, yeah.
Properly. So maybe with this, maybe that happens.
Maybe it's Pennywise guiding him towards doing that, and then the Losers Club don't know. Possibly. That would be a nice little...
So really, Pennywise is pretending to be one of the Losers Club.
Yeah.
All along.
But the beginning with Mrs. Kirsch, going back to that, it's such a good suspenseful, because in the background you've got Beverly looking around. Mrs. Kirsch says she has some cookies going before she got here, which is a blatant lie, by the way. You don't see any cookies throughout that trailer. And you see her sort of staring at Bev and then dancing away happy.
Yeah.
And then she's running across the background naked. And then this story's uncovering of, how long have you lived here? My father moved to Derry years ago. Who's your father? I think that's just a play on to get Beverly to realise because that's part of fun of Pennywise, I think, is
because on the back, on the actual wagon, would you call it that? It actually says Pennywise the Dancing Clown.
Yeah, so he wouldn't obviously put that there.
Yeah.
He's having fun with it, I think, and playing on because he feeds on fear.
Here's one on here. What about Henry? So.
Well, yeah, I was going to discuss this.
He escapes from the mental asylum that he's put in on the original one to try and come back and kill, with help from Pennywise or It, whatever you want to call it. But that's another thing, actually. They always refer to him as Pennywise in this, but in the other one,
so
they always talked about It.
So Pennywise is the clown.
Yeah.
But because it feeds on fear,
yeah.
It takes the form of a clown, because that's usually what people are scared by. So if it was going to appear in front of you, what would he appear as? Which I think we've done before.
Yeah.
We have.
So ours was height, which good fucking luck. But what was yours?
Probably a big ass wasp.
That was it.
Yeah, so he would form into that, and then it wouldn't be Pennywise. That's the sort of thing it is. Because he's feeding off the fear. He wants Bev to clearly see that it's Pennywise. So she's staring at all these photos and going, my dad joined the circus. And then she's like, fucking hell.
Here we go.
Not this again.
Awesome. But no, just the way that scene's set up with the whole silence, it's just the vinyl in the background, and it's just the eeriness of it. Yeah.
It's my shoe, by the way.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, what else can we dig from this?
There's so much fine detail throughout it.
Yeah, so obviously Jessica Chastain
is playing Beverly now.
Yeah. Knows the director from Mama, I think it was. They were last in together. I think it's been pretty much rumoured for a long, long time that she was going to be part of this film. Though I think the first film had quite a small budget, I remember, in terms of overall, and they kind of thought that they wasn't going to get Jessica Chastain over the fact of obviously she's quite a high budget actress in general. But look, looks like they pulled through, and overall it looks like a pretty stellar cast.
The cast is so good. You got James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, Bill Hader, and then you've also got the younger cast as well.
Bill Hader is a perfect cast for that character.
Yeah, because he's playing Richie, which
Richie.
making those sort of quick-witted jokes like he does in the original. And I like the fact that we're gonna still get flashbacks, so we're still gonna see maybe more than what we didn't see in the 2017 It.
It's just it is like a crazy mixture of actors, because you'd never see James McAvoy and Bill Hader in the same movie. I
wouldn't think so.
Don't call me on that, because I don't know if they've probably done a movie together now, and I'm saying that,
jinxed it. But I like how it's still the same composer and director.
Yeah.
I think composer's important. Benjamin Wallfisch. He did Blade Runner. He did the first It. The first It soundtrack I fucking loved. I thought it was so good because it was really simple, but...
Is it the original It? Or?
No, the 2017
right, yeah.
one. It's kind of hard to separate which one we're talking about now.
I think we just have to mention 1990 every time we do.
Yeah, probably. Well then, next you're greeted with the Losers Club. They all meet in that Chinese restaurant. So
which is identical, by the looks of the trailer, to the original Chinese restaurant that they all meet in.
In the 1991.
In the 1991.
Oh, right, okay.
You was getting confused again then.
I was like, have we watched the same film?
What are you referring to?
And then you've also got, every time they're in a street together, the six of them,
It looks abandoned, doesn't it?
there's no one around. Now, whether that's... So obviously this is 27 years later, but I'm usually under the impression Pennywise, It comes back every 27 years.
Yeah, I would pick up my stomach there, remember?
I have no idea.
That was well, but I did go. Also, to point out in the screenshot from when they're walking through Derry, it looks like Mike's giving them a tour of what's happened to Derry since.
Yeah, because Mike stayed behind, whereas everyone else picked up and took off. So Mike's probably been suffering the
brunt.
Brunt of what's been going on in Derry and seeing kids going missing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else we can get from that?
I wonder if it's going to play like a lot more on the deadlights. Do you know in the original 1990 one where they go down and like the deadlights are there going through the tube? Is it through the big tube that the lights are going through?
I'll be honest, I cannot remember.
I can't remember.
I've
Something
only seen
in the ground.
the 1991 once.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit...
Well, the book goes a bit weird, doesn't it, with the turtle and shit.
Well, yeah, because the deadlights are basically what makes it, aren't they? The deadlights are what basically form your fear.
Yeah. So you think we might see more of that? I think Pennywise is coming across like even more powerful and having even more fun with it. I love the screenshot that sort of stands out to me in the trailer is as he's floating with all those balloons.
Yeah, because have you seen the behind the scenes shots of that where it's a bit more of an established picture of it? Where he's sat on top of the actual statue.
That's cool.
So he's going to be sat on top of that and then float down.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's where that's going to go anyway. There's tons of other shots. I'm just trying to find them.
I love like how much he's brought the character of Pennywise to life, and like usually now you see a clown to be a scary thing and you just think, yeah, alright, whatever. But this one, that freaked me out.
So yeah, even on the behind the scenes shots, there's only 6 of them. So that's still pretty much confirming what they're going to do with Stanley on it.
But there is someone cast for Stanley though, so they definitely.
But that's what I mean. But he appears in.
So that's another shot where he pretty much is next to Bill Hader as Richie, and it looks like he's pegging it from him.
As you would.
As you definitely would. Because I think it pretty much builds up what they're doing with that scene. But it also looks like he's holding a flyer for a missing person for him.
Oh yeah, it does.
So it's like he's gone down.
Was that a flyer for himself?
Yeah.
No, that looks more like a.
No, it looks like Bill Hader.
Yeah, it looks more like a funeral. Do you know when you get the
Memorial.
memoriam books? It looks more like that.
But isn't that playing? If that's true, playing on the 2017 where he found his own missing poster in that abandoned house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So he's bringing that back around again, but he's seen his own.
So unless he picks that up from a wall, recognises it's him, and then he floats down.
Possibly like a
So
big,
that looks like how that's going to go.
Yeah.
Or he gives it. But I can't imagine you being like arm's distance of Pennywise. Because why would you?
Yeah.
But like you said, with Stan being cast already, that's going to be obviously he's going to be Stan in the beginning scenes, I guess, up until he commits suicide. But again, the other guys might not know about that, and again, Pennywise is basically formed into Stan on his own.
Yeah. That's what it looks like when he's peeling his face.
Yeah.
I think if he plays off being Stan, that'll strike some fear into everyone, which is what he wants.
Yeah.
That shot is so good.
Such a good
Just
shot,
stack of
isn't it?
balloons.
I love how they don't properly show his face, it's up close until right at the end of the trailer. They proper play on it. Like any of the shots, throughout the last bit of the teaser trailer, is pretty much far distance ones until right at the end where it's like a big massive zoom in his
Wait,
face.
pause that again. Go back to the sewer bit.
Where are we?
So that's something to know
But-
before we go to that sewer. Pennywise is, whether that's an editing trick, but Pennywise is still playing on Georgie
What's
being
there?
and it looks
So
like,
is that not from last time where they used to all float up? Where there was the big pile? That looks
yeah,
like
that's what
that, but
looks
more
like to me,
flooded.
where he had his little dancing session.
His sesh.
And obviously you're going to have, I think what's going to happen as well, a lot of people have speculated, is Pennywise is going to play on the fact that Beverly's ex-husband is abusive, and I think it's Bill has an ex-wife.
Yeah.
Possibly play on that sort of thing between them all. So it's going to not just strike fear, but get emotional and...
Yeah. Because obviously there's the bruises on their arm and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So that becomes quite noticeable at the very beginning of the trailer. As I was saying a minute ago, I love the fact that he's still playing on Georgie in the sewer. But then... And now I don't know if it's an editing trick, but it looks like James McAvoy character's thinking, I'm not falling for that again.
Do you think they'll do the library scene again?
I'd like to see
So-
more of it.
The shot with Mike in it,
Cool.
Yeah.
it looks like there's blue and red light, so it looks like a police.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Maybe because
thing.
they're adults.
yeah,
Start to
they're
get taken a bit more seriously. I don't know.
not that, or
Probably
he
not.
gets accused of doing something.
Yeah, maybe. It's the sea of red balloons that you constantly see. I said see too much though, but it's so good. This movie has got some big boots to fill from the
Yeah,
original.
definitely.
So the original one has now
Oh, go
become...
back. Sorry, go back on that.
The original one has now become the highest grossing horror movie
Of all time.
of all time. 320 million.
Wow,
So to beat this is going to be,
that's amazing.
yeah.
The wonders it did for just the horror genre in general in recent years.
I think it put a bit more life into it because obviously you had the story of it originally and it dated very quickly, didn't it?
Yeah.
The 1991.
Obviously,
Not
it's been a
same
long
as
time
back,
since
yeah.
the original one.
Well, that was originally a TV series, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
It
was.
turned into it. So I like how the first one has been just the kids, and now we've got the adults and the flashbacks. So hopefully,
Yeah.
we're gonna not just see scenes we've already seen, but maybe more in-depth stuff we may have missed in the first movie that they couldn't show us. But now that they've got more of a budget, they'll be able to go in depth on that.
Yeah.
I'd like to think so, anyway.
I mean, that
looks like
the final bit from the actual 1990 version with the spider.
Do you want to describe what we're looking at?
So it's a emerald greeny coloured cave looking thing with a load of rock spikes in the centre, and all them. The Losers Club with the
You
flashlights.
see 4 torchlights.
So 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait, where's the 5th one?
5th one's right at the back. You got one there which looks like Beverly.
Oh yeah, I never noticed that.
And then you got Mike there. I'm assuming one of them's going to be Billy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
It's not 6, sorry.
6, yeah. That's a very difficult scene to actually see.
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't want to reveal too much.
I think the majority of they've obviously got the foundation ground on what they can cover in the film.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of it they can just work on. I feel like that's what they're going to do for the most part. But with loads of extra stuff added in.
The foreground that you see,
yeah.
that looks massive.
The production on this film.
Look at that. That is huge. So in the trailer you see a foreground with, is that a clown's face at the very back?
Yeah, Funhouse.
Yeah, so it's funhouse tiled with a clown's face, and you can obviously enter through the mouth. Ferris wheels, fairground rides. Now, is that Pennywise having fun, or is that an actual fairground, which is just a bit of a sadistic?
Because there's a scene of James McAvoy's Bill, running through a theme park at some point in this. I'm just trying to find where it is.
What's that bit? Oh,
That's the one.
Very well
brief.
spotted that. There it is. So,
But that's at a different time. That's not night. That's
So,
during the evening type
So do you
thing.
think this is like a returning thing? Maybe like the way to get to Pennywise's thing now is through this.
possibly.
Maybe.
Because otherwise they'd just go straight.
Because
back
it'll
to
attract
that one.
kids. So
Yeah.
And what a perfect place for Pennywise. And then
Yeah,
you've
skip
got
back a few frames there. Yeah. So again, they're in the layer again there.
So maybe the whole where
At
the
least-
final act was in the last film with the obviously the massive garbage pile and all the kids floating and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That coincides with that, and along with the final act from what we mentioned just then with the spikes and rocks and stuff like that.
There's only 5 of them there.
in that shot.
In that shot, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not to say.
And also
Who was that then?
the shot straight after. I'm just trying to work out who it is.
I can't figure out who that is.
Is that not the because on the original, like I said, when he gets released from the mental asylum, is it Henry? Is it?
Henry Bowers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that not Henry?
No,
Oh,
I don't think that's Henry.
Because Henry in the original 1991 follows them down there
I don't
just
know.
to kill him, and then he ends up dying.
Yeah, but he
himself.
falls down there in the first
Yeah.
film, so I think they've already covered that ground. Whether they'll bring him back though for the second one,
Well, again, that's what they did though. He gets released from jail. Well, he doesn't get released. It helps him get out.
I don't know who would be playing him.
But is
So-
that not
is
it?
he on
Is that not
IMDb?
it?
I don't
It's
know.
Henry on that. No, I think that's part of the Losers Club. Either that's Eddie. I think that's Eddie.
So some characters have been released, but they do not say who's playing who. So
Right. I think that's Eddie. That's my hunch. Do you remember the Moose Fear was the leper?
yeah, his mum was having a go. Henry Bowers is in this. Teach Grant plays him. Now, that could be him. Obviously, you've got makeup and costume.
Yeah, I don't think that's him in that shot though.
No.
But that leads us to believe. So we are going to have Henry Bowers in this chapter.
So yeah, going without one.
Yeah.
He gets out.
I'd like to think so.
So the straight after the shot of Bill running through the theme park, you've then got the bloody scene where it looks like it's Beverly
Once again.
in the pool
covered
of
in
blood.
Yeah.
Which obviously is a reference to the first one.
Yeah.
When she's looking down the sink and
Yeah.
someone's whispering to her, and then you have that blood throw up and cover the whole bathroom, and then you realise her father doesn't see all the blood,
Yeah.
and that's where you get the realisation.
That's such a quick shot.
So it looks like she's drowning.
Like
in it. It looks-
doing this now, going through it, pausing it, there's bits
so
here that I
much
didn't
more.
even see.
Yeah.
Like, especially that.
Yeah.
So that looks like it's not just... Because in the first one, it's a shot of blood that covers the entire place, and it's just a shock for her. This
Yeah.
looks like she could drown in the blood.
So I'm just trying to work out. Because that still kind of looks some sort of like the bathroom from the first film
Yeah,
as well.
Definitely. So does that happen when she goes to meet Mrs. what?
Maybe, because obviously it could be
Mrs.
that
Kirsch, yeah.
she runs into the bathroom from that living room scene at the start.
Because something we didn't mention is after that silence and it cuts to the flies on the window and you've got this naked Mrs. Kirsch running in the background.
Obviously,
Shoots
what will
to-
she look like though as well? That's another point to add to that.
Well-
I think it'll show the teeth, the Pennywise teeth and stuff like that.
So if you notice when she sat down, you see in the centre of her chest the body is decomposing, which is something Pennywise did to Georgie.
Yeah.
So it's like subtle things to slowly creep Beverly out. And then you just greeted with a shot of Mrs. Kirsch's legs and these thuds of a
Yeah.
monstrous stomp towards her, running after her. So maybe she does run into the bathroom and that's where she's greeted with all that blood.
Fun trivia
It's a
for you
stretch.
as well. George A. Romero was supposed to direct the original It before he couldn't do it due to scheduling conflicts, which is crazy. Imagine George A. Romero, so Night of the Living Dead, him directing that, but instead, a connection to Halloween, Tommy Lee Wallace ended up taking the reins for It, who was the art director for John Carpenter's debut Dark Star, obviously.
Oh,
So
no way.
they've been good friends since college, and he also had the involvement with Halloween and that.
So how...
So there's the link to
What did he do with it?
with It.
Yeah.
He was brought in to direct apparently, so he directed the original It.
The 1990 one?
Yeah,
No way.
yeah. Tommy Lee Wallace.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it looks like there's going to be flashback scenes. I'm just looking at some of these behind the scenes
Yeah,
photos.
so you sort of see...
So there's an
Beverly
image
and-
there of Beverly,
and
the
Jessica
younger
Chastain.
character, the younger actress, and then Jessica Chastain high-fiving. Yeah, it looks like they're going to play on that a lot, definitely.
Do you think we'll see Pennywise interacting with the younger Losers Club? Maybe scenes and things we may not have seen. I hope so.
How do you think they would do that if they were, though?
I don't know if it's... So you get more of the general idea, but maybe if it's just singular interactions, so maybe Pennywise trying to creep out Ben by doing something that we've still not yet seen,
Yeah.
which is a possibility. That library scene in the original, the 2017 It, is so creepy. You've got the librarian staring at him. And
Yeah.
we'll probably go into that later. But maybe if they elaborate more. So it could even be things that Ben hasn't mentioned because it was scared at the time, which they were doing at the beginning. Richie wouldn't mention the things he's seen. Neither would Stan about, the weird flute lady.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something we could see where Pennywise is interacting with the younger Losers Club. I think that would be
Do
good.
you think they'll revisit the house as well?
Or Nebo Street.
This is it. Is that not too straightforward? Like, yeah, we're adults. 27 years later, we know the source of where to go. I think 27 years later, something might have happened, and maybe that's where that fairground is now. Because it was just an abandoned house, wasn't it, with the well in the centre. So it seems to be that, it looks like to me anyway, the main conclusion towards the end of the movie could be at that fair.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't it be where his lair is?
So adding on to the next part of the trailer, there's obviously this shot where all of them are stood around in the circle, like referencing to the first film.
Yeah.
Again, that's got the green lighting theme to it, so it looks like it could relate to the other shots we've seen in green. I think, again, final act, it looks like. But after that, there's an interesting scene where there's the light in the hands, which I think is the dead lights, to attract like the kids in, and then obviously shuts it, and then he pops up.
You're greeted with the clap of Pennywise's gloves. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the same.
Well, if you look at them, the light just, So the light's coming towards them.
However, that light
could that be the well?
Yeah, well, do you remember the intro for the 2017 It? It's the camera angle is panning at just the light, very similar to that, and then it spins upside down, and it's not the runoffs of where Bill is convinced Georgie will be, and you see the It come up.
Yeah.
The It titles.
The next question is, who's the kid at the end?
I mean, if you look in the background, you can see, so it looks like she's under some rafters.
Yeah, that looks like it's some sort of like field or something like that, like a high school.
That looks like the photo that you just showed us where thingy's there, Bill Hader's character.
Yeah.
Because he's on a field.
Yeah, because it's the same, obviously the greenery in the back, and then you've got like the bandstand and all of that behind Bill Hader. So who that is, it might be something to do with Rich's character, whether it's his kid.
Oh, well, I did read something that apparently the curse of Pennywise is that none of them can have children.
Oh.
Right.
So the pact they've made to come back every 27 years, they have no responsibility except that pact. To come back and stop Pennywise. Apparently, so I've read. It could be nothing, because after all, I read it on the internet. But that light in the centre reminds me of definitely the intro to the first one. But then you do have this glow.
I've also noticed as well, the glow comes from below, so it looks like he's opened his hands up onto his face, like to make his own lighting, to see him like ta-da, it's me.
Dead lights, as you say.
Yeah, because I mean, with the way he opens it as well, it's like it just opens up onto his face.
Just play the audio for that last part, because you get the clap. So I think when you see that clap, that child takes a step back and gasps.
Yeah.
I think he's just luring in a child around Derry.
Yeah. It could be two completely different scenes, to be fair. Because the way
I think
trailers are made these days.
Yeah.
That could be, because obviously that kid's already got blood on its face, so you wouldn't really want to then walk into the same direction of a clown.
Is it blood? Could it not be face paint?
Oh.
Probably not. It could, most likely is blood, but...
Also, the kid's ginger or brown haired. It was ginger, maybe Beverly's. Maybe. That's so good though. I just love that they've redesigned Pennywise.
It's so, and then you greeted at the very end with the titles It Chapter 2, and it's coming out the 6th of September.
Yes.
Which I'm very excited about.
Yes.
So overall, we're looking forward to it.
I am
100%.
super excited for it.
Me too.
Like I say, it's kind of like, it's the first horror icon there's been in a while. I can safely say that.
It's like revisiting a classic, but in a way where it's not ruining it.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think we've covered that pretty nicely.
I think we've done a good cover on that.
And if we haven't, tell us.
Tell us.
But tough shit, we're not doing it again. But when It Chapter 2 comes out, we're definitely going to be covering that and talking about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, should we do a next segment of Pet Peeves?
Yeah.
Pet Peeves.
What are we doing it on? It's going to be on...
Should we do it on gigs?
Let's do it on gigs.
I imagine
Doing it.
you two have more gig pet peeves than I do.
You probably do. Go on, I'll give you the courtesy of starting first.
Pet Peeves, right. I think we all know the main one at gigs is people just constantly having the phones out.
Yeah.
So I don't like when I go to a gig. I take the occasional photos and I'll take the odd Instagram video, but that's it. And then put it back in my pocket, just leave it, concentrate on the rest of it. But every time, right, especially when the band's just coming out, you can
see the
just predict
sea.
it. It's just a sea of phones just coming out. It's like, and when you're on obviously standing as well, and say if you're close to the stage, and you've got someone in front of you. I'm quite a tall person, but I always seem to find someone who's taller than me to stand in front of me at a gig, right?
I think you've got issues. I have that every gig I go to.
Yeah. Well, then to make it worse,
giant standing in front of me.
yeah. But then there's that, and then they lift their arms up with the phones in front of them, so you couldn't see because of the red. But now the phones are in the way as well, so that just ruins it.
What annoys me is, if that happens, I've started watching live shows through someone else's phone.
Yeah.
But you're not
So
paying for that.
Well, that's what put me off
annoying.
it. That's what's really made me like
the
the
it
thing.
live anymore. You've ruined the experience.
So my sudden epiphany moment on using your phone to film, obviously the gigs and sets and stuff like that, is when I went watching Alter Bridge for the first time, and then when I was younger, I was a massive Alter Bridge fan, and I counted down to go and watch them for the first time and stuff like that. And I remember after the gig, I'd filmed a few of the songs and stuff like that, and then rewatched them thinking, I've watched this through my phone whilst I was at that gig.
Making sure you got
I got it and I was in shot and stuff like that, and from that I've then missed the opportunity to properly watch it with my eyes
and
rather than watching it through a phone. Because let's be honest, when you film something at a gig, do you actually rewatch it?
A lot of people do it just to post, to show you, I went here, I got to see this.
Well, this is I could go over pet peeves of social media from this, but we're reserving that. We'll wait on that.
That's going to be a chunk of...
So yeah, that was the sort of moment where my rule of thumb when I'm using that gig, if I want to take a picture, I'll do it within the first 5 minutes of the show, and then after that I'll put my phone down, I'll leave it in my pocket, and that's where it stays for the rest of the gig. Because it's not nice to see. Just from a musician perspective, I'd rather have someone pay attention to us being there rather than taking 20 billion pictures and making sure there's the right photogenic shot. If you've got a photo pass and a Canon camera and you can go into the front of the barriers and stuff like that and take a picture, sure, that's your job. But if you've paid money, not £5 or stuff, like 40 quid or something like that to watch someone play, why the fuck would you want to stay on your phone for all of it?
Yeah. Although I remember a handful of shows we played together when we played in Sound Control, and we found someone had filmed our set and uploaded it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Part of me felt good about that. I was like, oh, they're interested enough in this band to go out of the way and do that. But then, they have... So
it's also good for knowing what holes you've got in terms of your set.
Yeah.
What things you're missing and what you need to work on and stuff like that.
But once you're an established artist, you're then under scrutiny by everyone filming the same song in a different location every time. So you sort of understand it when you see these bands kick people out. For my favourite one, obviously because I'm biased and love Corey Taylor, was you kicked someone out for using an iPad.
Fuck off.
Someone using an iPad. Why would you take an iPad to a gig?
iPad.
Why the fuck would you take an iPad to a gig?
I think that's his argument as well.
To be fair, Axl Rose began this whole thing when someone was filming. When was it?
St. Louis Riots went in 1990, I think it was, or something like that, where someone was camcording it and they refused to fucking turn it off. So he stage dives into the crowd and beats the shit out of this guy. and takes the camera off him, and then they walk off stage and stop playing, and obviously they've only been playing like 10 minutes or something like that, and they'd waited until God knows what hour in the morning to go watch Guns N' Roses, because they never were out on time, were they?
No, never.
So everyone kicked off and completely destroyed the venue.
Jesus.
We were like ripping the walls apart and throwing things around, fires outside and stuff like that. So they racked up a massive fine and stuff like that. It was ridiculous.
Over someone filming.
Yeah.
All for someone filming.
With a 90s camcorder though.
Yeah, like a VHS recorder.
Yeah, that's a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll find specifically when it was, just so then everyone can look it up, because
It's a good job he's got
it's
past that now,
impressive.
because imagine seeing the wave of phones in front of him now.
I know.
Wouldn't mind, wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, I went watching a gig the other week actually, and a band called the Murder Capital from Dublin, like a punk band. It was in this little venue in Manchester.
Is it the soup kitchen?
The soup kitchen, yeah. And literally, it was so good because nobody either got the phones out. Like, it literally, they had everyone's attention throughout the whole set. And it's good because, again, you get to feel the whole raw emotion you get from, like, listening to live music, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everyone just got so much more involved, and, like, it just felt good watching that. Just looking around and literally just not seeing, like, everyone on the phones. But to be fair, though, it was more like people who were there, it was more like they were, like, 25 and over, like,
Yeah.
it wasn't
Yeah.
people younger than that.
When watching Idols Download, I do not remember anyone being
Anyone
on
had
the
the
phone.
phones out. Well, same when I saw him at Gorilla as well.
Yeah.
No one had, hardly anyone had the phones out. They probably popped them out every so often, but like, you saw more people stage diving, going up to, you know what I mean? It was literally like being probably back into like the 90s or the 70s, just watching a proper punk band live. It was crazy.
And actually enjoying it and
Yeah.
getting involved in
Yeah.
the atmosphere rather than I was staring at it through my phone.
Yeah, so back to just mention what the Guns N' Roses one was. It was known as the Riverport Riot, which took place on July 2nd, 1991 at the Riverport Amphitheatre, now named Hollywood Casino Amphitheatre, in Maryland Heights, Missouri, near St. Louis. It is also known as the Rocket Queen Riot. Because it was during the 15th song in the set, counting drum and guitar solos. They started playing Rocket Queen. Points out someone who was still taking pictures of the show, and then confronts him, and then that's where it goes from. Thank you for the command, man. But there we go. See, yeah, I mean, again, it's so much of a better atmosphere, isn't it, when people aren't on the phones?
You just enjoy it so much more.
Like people, not to go so much on a tangent, but it bothers me that people are more bothered about the fact of taking a picture to prove that they were there rather than actually enjoying being there.
That's why Facebook created the check-in option. So you can
Yeah.
going, not to bitch about social media, but one me and my brother love is we see people check in at a hospital. I'm like, what's the fucking point? And you always get that comment, are you okay, hun? Inbox me, babe.
Inbox me, babe. You're at home. I'll DM you, babe.
Fuck off.
Just
Die in that hospital. Anyway, that's for when we talk about social media.
we'll reserve that.
My other favourite is, so I used to work in a little venue, just like setting up microphones, mixing and stuff. My favourite would be like, so just like we were like a group of kids, started a band, they've got this little place to play, and as soon as they go up there, we go, oh, it's hot up here. I'm like, yeah. That's the first time and last time you can say it. Obviously it is. There's stage lights on you. What do you
We're guilty
expect?
of that.
Yeah.
We are
I'm
guilty
sure
of
you
that.
probably are.
We come off and like, fucking hell, that was a not gig that. Jesus, like, come off sweating, like, well, what else do you expect? We're not going to come out, like, smelling a daisies, are we? Like, off stage, like, woo.
Oh, you're sway. No shit.
I mean, yeah, you've not just been running around stage for the past half hour.
I've been lunging around like a knobhead on stage. Oh yeah, I'm going to be dry as fuck.
That's good though, and it shows you put effort in, which I like. But
I remember the first gig we did with Oxbuds was in the Castle Hotel in June last year, so 2018, and it was when we got off stage, because it was such like an intimate small room, like we were drenched. It literally looked like we took a shower halfway through the set, because I had a grey shirt on, and I remember like the majority of it was just dark grey.
Oh my god!
It was like not like light grey, but it was like enough you'd notice the difference.
Yeah.
Like it went from like grey to almost black.
A two-tone colour.
Yeah. That was gross.
I went watching Mice and Men back when they just released the Flood album, so in 2012, and they played a small venue in Manchester at NQ Live, if you've heard of it.
I've not.
No, it's right next to Affleck's. There's that little venue there, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
And it was the smallest room in there, and it was packed out, full, and it was that sweaty in there by the time the Mice and Men came on, that the whole roof was dripping. Like, just dripping with sweat. So when we was all going crowd surfing, obviously, the roof was that low as well. Like, when you went crowd surfing, you couldn't sit up, because you'd probably hit your head on the roof.
Yeah.
You had to put your hand on the roof to stop yourself from doing that, which you got all the like condensation, all the sweat. You know what I mean? You just got covered in it.
Fucking hell.
It was horrible, but it was good.
Good fun.
Yeah,
Sweaty.
that, like I said, I'll remember that forever. Like just coming out of that gig, there was a massive hole in the wall. I think I said this on the last episode.
I think you did.
Where they literally kicked it through. It just felt like a proper rock show.
It makes me feel sad. Like I never went to NQ Live, but it always makes me sad. Like what venues have shut. Like in the past many years, like Sound Control we played, I've seen Josh Farrer play there, I've seen a few bands play there. That's gone now, and that's going to be turned into apartments.
I'm sad about that.
Yeah, it means there's a massive drop in them. I mean, Ruby Lounge is going soon, I believe.
What was the other one we used to play that went as well?
That was Sound Control, was it? And then there was... I'm trying to think of another one.
The one where we saw Anna at?
Yeah, that was Sound Control. Oh, no.
The one on the corner, yeah.
Roadhouse.
Yeah, that was a good venue.
Roadhouse. That was an amazing venue. I only played for 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Danny.
Been called out now.
Been called. He knows what he did. He knows.
We love you really, Danny.
We love you, Danny. But yeah, you were mega late for that set, mate.
I just remember being on the phone to him and being like, Danny, where are you? He was like, I'm in the car in the corner. Get out of the car and run, Danny!
But it was the fact that it was, I can't run. You can fucking run. So, mate, we're 3 minutes into our, 3 songs into our set. We've not played. And we were meant to be on stage 20 minutes ago. Where are you? He was like, I'm coming. I was like, you better be fucking going.
How many songs did we get to play?
3.
Was it 3?
Or 2.
That felt
2 or
really
3.
weird, didn't it? Just
It was
going
like
on stage,
such a
like,
limp set. Such a limp set. It's like, we've been trapped tonight. Thank you. We've only just come on, but okay, bye. We might as well just got on stage and then got off stage. That's how short it was.
Jesus.
And we're like, do you want to claim for PRS? Like, no, love, I think it's alright. Pet peeves. The one from the other night, I had 6 people walk into my pint of Guinness. A good fair
Oh, do you mean at
amount.
the gig?
Yeah.
Where was it?
So
You put the pint of Guinness. So you were playing the gig?
no, not playing the gig.
Oh,
We went
you
watching Load of Hands
Oh,
the
shit,
other
right,
day.
okay, yeah.
So we're in the crowd. Like we're not even in the crowded part of the crowd. We're in the back at this point.
Enjoying the show.
Enjoying
Some
just
key areas at a standing gig, and you have to understand the etiquette of. At the back, you're enjoying the show. That's
You'll
how
tend
I
to
do
find
it.
the people at the back of the show not bothered whatsoever about getting sweaty and just want to enjoy the atmosphere. They're not bothered about being super close and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which is usually me. I'm usually quite happy being the guy just
I'm
at
the
the back.
complete opposite.
You.
I can't stand, I went watching into Shikari, right, and the night before I'd been out around Leeds and I was hungover, really bad. To the point where I was going to the gig and I was like, for the first time, I'm actually going to stand at the back and watch the band. So I was stood there at the back watching Enter Shikari for a while, And then we had the surprise of Rue coming out on the balcony behind us, which was cool because it was already at the back. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then they just started playing heavier songs basically, and I saw everyone in the mosh pit, and everyone towards the front of the venue looked like they were having a lot more fun than everyone at the back. And I was sat there and I was like, nah, I've got to get involved. And yeah, I ended up in the pit and crowd surfing. So I complete my plan to complete shit.
That's what you enjoy out of a gig. I think my worst one, I went watching Slipknot 2013 headlining Download, and it was packed, and it was at the front section where the main stage is, or just to the right, little towards the middle area. And it's literally shoulder to shoulder.
Oh yeah,
packed.
It gets bad sometimes. Yeah.
So apparently, when we were watching, they had to stop 2 or 3 times because the barriers kept getting broke at the front.
God,
so they were asking people to push back. So it was shoulder to shoulder, and some woman turned to me. She went, "Can you stop touching me?" I went, "First of all, it's not like that. I don't want to touch you." Secondly, I can't fucking move to do that. It was literally packed, but it was such a fun time and atmosphere. But that one really annoyed me. Where you can obviously see everyone around you is in the same position, but you're the one special person who goes, "I want to be at the front, but I don't want anyone to touch me."
Yeah, I can relate to that.
If you want to be at the front for a gig, you sacrifice personal space.
Yeah, you got to expect some sort of
a slight headbutt to the face or an elbow or something like that. But yeah, what I was on about, just people knocking my fucking drink.
Sorry.
Not even it's not even crowded. It's just complete lack of observation that this man has a drink in his hand. There was one where literally he just charged into my hand, and then the entire, pretty much 3/4 of the drink went up my arm.
So it wasn't even down on the floor to one side?
No, it was actually in my hand.
On my person?
On my person, but not even outreached out to my radius or anything like that. It was pretty much within the area that I should be in.
Yeah.
And the prices for drinks, that's pretty much £2.50 that on the floor.
Yeah. Bastard. I was just like, oh, sorry. I was like, you best be fucking sorry. I just kind of just shook my hand off and just looked at him, neck tilted, I'm going to stab you in a minute. And it's going to be gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Agreement.
If you've got any gig pet peeves, you should tweet them to us.
Let us know.
What have you experienced at a gig that really pissed you off? Just send us some. Shoot us some things over, and we'll. I
thought you was asking us then. I thought you just phrased it a different way.
Oh, no.
But yeah, let us know. I think that about wraps it up, doesn't it?
I think it does.
Cool.
Thank you very much for listening.
As usual, you can follow us at An Earful Podcast on Twitter and Instagram.
Not Facebook.
Not
Facebook.
Well remembered. To be fair, I forgive you though. Yeah, please let us know if you're enjoying it, and don't forget to rate us on iTunes and all the other places you can.
I've also discovered we are now on Acast. We are.
Fantastic.
We are on there.
So
if you do enjoy the podcast, share it, tell a friend, show your dog.
Just get involved as well. We want people to get involved more than everything.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, we're going to put them out because we at least see one person's listening. So we're happy about that, but share the love. As sad as that is.
Spread it. Spread it all.
Mates. Enjoy a good conversation. That's it. Give us a follow. Cool.
And that wraps up. Thank you very much.